The Roloff family's successes and challenges were the subject of the TLC program, which premiered in March 2006. The family's success during pumpkin season at their expansive farm in Oregon and the subsequent transformation of the dynamics following the divorce of Matt and Amy Roloff in 2016 were observed by fans. After the season finale aired on April 25th, Matt, 62, informed Entertainment Tonight in May that he had not yet received a call from network executives regarding the show's future. The patriarch of the family expressed his willingness to participate in photography, but he also believed that the program had concluded satisfactorily. The Sun has been informed by a source that the program has been canceled and that the network has no intentions to film it in the future, 6 months later. According to the source, Matt was the final individual who was still enthusiastic about filming, as the other members had received substantial compensation. However, his future wife, Karen Chandler, was prepared for it to conclude. According to the informant, Little People has concluded its operations. It has been an extended period of time since they intended to conclude the program prior to conducting the nuptials. The cast members are not a significant factor. However, a significant number of individuals were anticipating its conclusion and are not overly distressed by its conclusion. Karen is primarily pleased that the project is now complete, despite Matt's workaholic attitude and his inability to refrain from producing additional seasons. They are disappointed that they will not receive compensation once more. However, they have thoroughly relished their tenure on the program and are eager to depart in the near future. They are eagerly anticipating a much-needed respite. The end of pumpkin season is being celebrated by Matt and Karen, who are currently spending the next month or two at their Arizona residence, where they are escaping the chilly Oregon weather. They are interested in creating a surprise season that would concentrate on the wedding or another event, but there is currently no plan in place. It is probable that it will never resurface. They ceased photography a year ago, and everyone believes that the project is complete. Matt, who founded the program with his ex-wife Amy Roloff, previously stated that the family felt as though they had accomplished everything after airing 400 episodes of the program. He stated, "I am extremely confident in the content we have broadcasted. Therefore, the notion of refraining from producing any additional television content is acceptable to me." He reflected on the opportunity as his children and grandchildren grew up on screen, saying, "I'm just thinking about what a journey. As you can assume, there have been ups and downs in our family, but I believe that we have achieved some positive things in the end. We adore one another." He continued, "Amy was able to climb Mount St. Helens, and we were able to take the family to Australia. Steph was granted the opportunity to ride camels. Things that we may not have done." Matt further stated, "I am uncertain as to what my life would have been without this program. In the past 2 decades, the program has chronicled a significant amount of family drama. Audrey and Jeremy also ceased filming, and his son Jacob departed years ago. The program was most recently exited by Matt's son Zach and his wife Tori due to the repercussions from the sale of Roloff Farms after the agreement with his father fell through. Zach relocated to Washington in 2021 with the couple's children, Jackson, Lila, and Josiah, amid continuing tensions between him and his father. Zach stated in the final episode of the series, "That ship has all sailed," in reference to his father. "The relationship is not particularly strong. It is simply our own initiative. Although time may eventually reconcile the situation, it will be resolved in a unique manner." During an episode of their podcast, Raising Heights, Tori also disclosed that she and Zach would not be returning after season 25. Tori clarified on the program that Little People Big World will not be revisited. In other words, we have concluded our work. That chapter, that portion of our existence, has concluded. Zach also clarified that the chapter is now concluded, regardless of whether we are requested to return. We were quite explicit. We have concluded that chapter for a variety of reasons. This most recent cycle was challenging. We had resolved the matter by virtue of the farm transaction and the family. Tori stated that they no longer had faith in the endeavor, and it was difficult for them to attend each day during the past year of filming. She also indicated that our oldest child, Jackson, has expressed his aversion to certain aspects of the show's filming. I believe that as parents, we have really embraced the idea of having to step back and consider the full picture. As there are certain things that he has requested not to share, I believe that was a significant factor in our decision to withdraw. In the interim, it would be challenging for the program to film on the farm, which is currently managed by Matt's son Jacob, who departed the program in 2016. 4 years later, he shocked his admirers by disclosing in a heart-wrenching Instagram post that he had been exploited by Chris Cardamon, a former producer on Little People, Big World. Chris has been a senior producer on the TLC program for 134 episodes between 2007 and 2010. During his tenure on the program, Jacob was between the ages of 10 and 13. In his post, he stated that by disclosing this information, my perspective on matters such as child sexual abuse, child exploitation, and the ancillary costs of reality television may be more clearly understood. Jacob also clarified that there is no inherent causal relationship between the production of reality television and childhood trauma. We are continuing to advance with the enterprise in a blind, insensitive, and oblivious manner, requesting forgiveness at a later time, rather than posing more fundamental questions to ourselves. Yes, the profits were indeed delicious. The actual experience was complex. Chris was detained in Santa Clara, California, for child sex offenses on October 20th, 2008. During his tenure on the Oregon-based program, as exclusively disclosed by the U.S. Sun, it is uncertain whether Jacob is the victim in this instance. He entered a plea of not guilty to the offenses against him on May 26, 2009. Chris accepted a plea bargain in December of the subsequent year and was convicted of maltreatment to a child with the potential for injury or death. The other charges were dismissed, according to the court papers. He was sentenced to 4 years of supervised probation and 73 days in detention. According to court documents, Chris was required to undergo substance abuse counseling, maintain full-time employment, submit to a proper typist search, and submit to chemical testing. Chris has never addressed Jacob's allegations and was unavailable for comment. The youngest member of the Roloff family, who is married to Isabel Rock, made it abundantly obvious that his parents, Matt and Amy, were not responsible for the alleged maltreatment. He stated, "It is imperative that the predator be held accountable for all actions, and that none of my family members be held accountable. I am confident that this is a positive moment for me and represents another stride toward a more promising future." In a statement to Us Weekly, TLC addressed the alleged abuse, stating that it had recently been informed of an alleged encounter that took place years ago and involved a third party associated with the production of Little People, Big World. "We are deeply perturbed and disheartened by this extremely serious allegation, and TLC will collaborate with the relevant authorities. Our primary objective is to provide assistance to the Roloff family during this extremely challenging period.